Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Another weekend, 3-day weekend, if you know which one that is. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to date the weekend, but you can probably about guess here if you know where I'm at with all my other videos. Last weekend, I had the big tractor out, the 4066R with the new, John Deere RC6M mower. Rotary cutter. Let's scan down here so you can, well, come on phone, camera. All right, anyway, rotary cutter, you know what those look like. Did a little bit of mowing with that. Yesterday when I got out here, we've got a little rain this week. We had a big storm, 70-mile-an-hour winds. Let's see, I think I was talking about that on the last video even, but chance of tornadoes. But that happened last Sunday evening, and so it has some storm damage I got to do. It was wet out here. I got some ponds out in my front driveway, so I wanted to try to create a swale to get some drainage. So using the tractor yesterday for that, and yeah, got a little mud in the tires, got things a little dirty, but that's okay. So there you can see the mower. Did a little bit of more mowing with it yesterday, but also kicked up a bunch of mud off the tires after I was digging around in the mud. So tractor got a little dirty, but we're okay. One thing I was just doing this morning, I got the PTO links. I got the heavy duty ones for this tractor. I got them on my 38E. They're the more medium duty. They're the red ones. These are the blue ones. They're just thicker and more heavy duty, but I just put that on this tractor, just got them in this week, so put that on. I did not need to cut down my PTO shaft. They do add, I think it adds about 5 inches to your total drive line length, so you need to do some measuring and make sure you've got the room. If you don't, you have to cut down your PTO shaft, so and there's a special way to do that too, so make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to do that. But this one, my measurements came out okay. I do not need to cut down. The only other attachment, PTO driven, that I have for this tractor, or that I'll probably use on this tractor, would be my snowblower. So I'll have to put the other one on here, but you need to have it hooked up to the tractor in order to make those driveline measurements. And I'm not going to bother to take the mower off and hook this up right now. Certainly not in May, so yeah, we're not going to do that right now. We'll do that this fall. So there's results from some of the storm damage. Pretty good, actually. There used to be a lot more trees out here. They're all cottonwoods, and their root systems are fairly shallow because there's the water level right there. So the roots don't go down very far. Every time you get a real big wind storm, I'm sure you can see some of the trees that are already down out there. Right now I got branches down. Every time the wind blows, cottonwoods lose branches. So we got to do a little bit of cleanup out there for that. But surprisingly, there's no trees down. So, I take that back. I see a tree down over there, but it's kind of off in the tall grass. I think all I'm going to do with that one is just push it back into the grass and let it be habitat. We had a lot of hail with that storm. This is what it did to my new gutters and downspouts. Quite a bit of hail damage, but thankfully, new building. There's no dents on the building that I can see. Everything else survived okay. Another issue I had last weekend, I took the Ranger out to the new land, drove around some of the trails that I had freshly cut. Of course, it's still pretty rough country, and I had cut that stuff, but apparently I picked up a sharp stick or something. My left rear tire was flat when I got out here. So fortunately, I have a second set of wheels and tires for this out here. So I just swapped those, put those on, and there's the fronts. Took those off. I have both rears in my truck. I'm going to bring those back with me to town and go to the Polaris dealer next week, see if they can replace one, just one. If they can't, I'll just have them replace both rear tires, which is why I'm bringing those. But these are pretty much brand new tires, so kind of hate to get too many new tires. But I like the set I have on now. I like that better than these because these are kind of narrow, and I don't know if it shows on camera really, but these are a lot fatter, more ballooned up kind of, so got a little more flotation with those. I do like those tires better. And look who's with me this weekend. I got Mr. Milo, and there's 4 other dogs around here. Milo's pack buddy brother Jax is out here again somewhere, but as normal, he's just off doing Jax things. Who knows where he's at? Chloe, Coda, and Trigger are also out here, but I don't know where they're at either. They must be also out with Jax. All right, put the flags back up post-storm. Super glad I took them down because I know they would have, well, they just would have been damaged in that kind of wind. Plus, I just put those up last weekend. Brand new flags. They would have been shredded in that wind. So we can mark that off the list. Got that done. What you guys got there? Looks like the dog's found a turtle. Yeah, don't blame me, little buddy. I'd be hiding too. Well, this whole post got replaced post-storm. This one was totally bent over, laid over onto our land, onto our driveway. So the utility company was out here this week, got a whole new post put up. Did tear up some ground, but this is my property line. That's actually the neighbor's property, so looks like they tore up their ground a little bit more than mine, but they definitely were coming up and down my driveway, which is fine. Want that fixed. Well, there's the big gravel mining operation that I have to the west of me. It's a big outfit. They just bought this whole field for $37,000 an acre about a year ago. Crazy. And look, queen of the mountain. There's Chloe up there. So there you can see the whole transmission line that runs all the way along the west side of our property. There's the small pond, and there's our building right over there. Things greened up really nice after that rain we got. Look at some of the strange things you find after a storm. This was just laying on our property. No idea where that came from. Well, something else I just noticed from our storm. We have this old cargo trailer out here. It was our shed, storage shed basically, for years. Before we got the building, we kept our Ranger and a lot of other equipment in there. Now, we're still using it for storage, but look what happened to this thing with those winds. That board right there, that's where my hitch was on. Now the hitch is way over there. The whole trailer got pushed way over. And this probably won't show up on camera. Maybe it will, but this whole side is just clobbered with hail. Probably lucky this thing didn't tip over. It's crazy, but you can kind of tell where the trailer had been sitting, and now it's just way pushed over. There's the taller grass where I had mowed, and crazy. I think we got lucky. Well, another victim of my storm was these fly traps that I put out. I only put these out about a week or probably 2 weeks ago actually, but all the ones I had put out got totally destroyed, so I'm putting some new ones out. I don't know if anybody else uses these. Or the Fly Hunter fly traps. Do not, especially after a week or so, do not take a sniff out of there. It smells terrible. They seem to work though, so that's why I keep using them. So I'm putting some new ones out. We'll see how that goes. Well, the weekend's over. I'm back at my busted knuckle garage in town, and but I do still have a little land project. When I was out checking some of the targets this weekend, I noticed this one. It's got a little broken weld there, so I'm going to weld that up, and not a big task, but we're going to weld that up and get that thing back in shape so we can take this guy back out there to the gun range as well. Okay, good enough. All right, now we got to get the old Miller out. Gonna need some gas. Turn that on. Regulator's a little high, but let's see. Let's turn the welder on. Got my clamp hooked to my table already. All right, that looks good. Let's see, welder settings, 1/8 inch, wire speed 70, although I'm on, got MIG steel, there we go. It's a little more than 1/8 inch. We should probably turn this up to, I don't know, we'll go right up to 3/16, 1/4 inch right in there. That's probably good enough. Well, as you can tell, this does not sit exactly flat. She's a little bent up, and I don't really care about that so much, but it's going to make welding this a little bit tricky because we're going to have to try to get this together somehow or hold it. Let's see here. Let's put in a clamp here. Tighten that down, and then yeah, I think if we put another one over there, maybe that should work. Okay, welding jacket is on, mic is moved. Now we'll get the helmet on, and nozzle looks good. I think we're ready to go. Lights are on. All right. Wish me luck. I haven't welded for a little while. Oh, yep. See, you can tell I haven't welded for a while. Brady gloves. Okay, now I think we're ready. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. Hokey Pete, tighten this thing down. Speaking of Hokey Pete, any of my visitors, watchers, subscribers, anybody say Hokey Pete besides some people in the Midwest here? I don't know where that comes from. It's kind of a weird saying. All right, let's do the back side a minute. That looks good. And while we're on the topic of Hokey Pete, what does Hokey Pete mean? I don't even know. All right, there we go. Done. See, that wasn't too bad. Now we'll need to spray a little paint on there. But of course, she's got to cool off first. Okay, you guys want to see some quality welding? Take a look at that. Wait, where am I at? Huh? Look at that. Nice. All right, well, as evidenced by that fine display, I'm not a professional welder, but I did stay at the Holiday Inn last night, and I do play one on TV. All right, well, I think that's probably enough for one video. you'll have enough material there to get sick of me for sure. Next weekend, I do plan to go out to land. I don't know what the weather's going to be. I did something recently. I got my Part 107 commercial drone license, so I'm now fully legal to fly drones and do what I want with the footage. So I will be probably posting some of that drone footage once in a while from out there too. I've got a couple of drones. So I used to have a pilot's license back in the late 80s, early 90s. I had I got my private license and then a commercial license with an instrument rating. So obviously I still have that, but I'm not current and I don't have current medical certificates. But it did kind of help with the drone deal, because a lot of that knowledge you need is similar to the airplane stuff. So that helped out. It was really kind of fun taking that, trying to remember all the stuff I'd learned way back when. So anyway, not that you guys really care. So I guess we better let you go, and we'll catch you on the next one, and we'll end with the dogs here. All right, well, there's our channel star, Mr. Trigger himself, barking dog extraordinaire. Let's see where the other guys are. There's my girl Chloe. She's laying there. And where'd buddy Coda go? Well, I know Coda's here somewhere, but I don't know where he went. So I guess we'll have to end, and you'll catch more of Coda on the next one too. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Subscribing is free, doesn't cost you anything. Plus it's fun. So come hang out with me and the dogs some more. Thanks, everybody.